All right, welcome to the Mad Podcast, Ep.2. Tonight we will be covering Fallout 4 and its release. I'm joined tonight.
That awkward pause.
I'm joined tonight by Musket.
Hey, I'm the king of all the maple syrup ever existed. It's all mine.
Lost Element.
Hello, just Spud Jr. over here.
And Mitch tonight is our special guest.
What's up, guys? It's Mitch. I guess you can call me the new guy.
Yeah.
All right, so without further ado, let's get into our first impressions. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I will say that Fallout 4 actually exceeded my expectations, and it is just so beautiful.
I have to agree. I have to agree with that just tenfold, man. Like 5 years, I've been waiting for the game. Like before, I knew there was gonna be a Fallout 4. There's no reason why Bethesda.
Yeah.
And I mean, even back right after New Vegas, they said Bethesda was checking out Boston.
Yeah, I knew that too. I knew Boston, which I thought was pretty neat. But it is. The Fallout 4 very well exceeded beyond all expectations. Like even before it was announced, I was like, when I was like on a forum that would speculate Fallout 4. Oh, what would you like to see? I was like, well, I kind of actually envisioned it as a completely remastered Fallout 3, but set in Boston. I did not expect such a upgrade, really. I don't know why. I just did not expect such a massive upgrade from everything, really.
Yeah,
I didn't expect settlements. I especially didn't expect the huge weapon modding.
Yeah, I mean, Fallout 4 is a completely new Fallout game. I would almost say it's nothing like Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah.
I
To
mean,
be honest, it feels a little bit like Skyrim.
But
like
with guns.
For whatever reason, I'm kind of getting just a little bit of a Skyrim vibe. Like it almost feels
you know
like,
what is, especially with the loading screens.
Oh yes.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
When you go to craft armor and then you hit on the anvil on there, it sounds almost exactly like the Skyrim's one.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you can definitely tell that whatever devs they had, because didn't they say like right after Fallout 3 they started working on Fallout 4? So I'm pretty sure that they took some of those devs and had them working between Fallout 3 and Skyrim, or at least worked in between the teams and kind of borrowed some stuff, because there is a lot of stuff that is so similar to Skyrim.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the like you had mentioned, the noise of the anvil.
Yeah.
I mean, when you get a Foley artist in, that, for anybody that doesn't know that's listening, a Foley artist basically records all your random sounds. So, like, they'll record footsteps, but they'll use, a paper bag or whatever to record it. But they most definitely
footsteps.
had the same Foley artist. So I don't see any reason why you would even really want to record different sounds. You know what I mean? So you're going to see a lot of
well, the only
audio clips from Skyrim, basically.
The only repeated audio I've heard was the Skyrim anvil. I mean, I've logged about nearly 50 hours into the game, and I have yet to find any of that. Any others? But
but the animations are pretty
I
similar,
just
though.
scratched the surface for Fallout 4, so.
I wonder if they didn't just like use kind of similar animations or like the same animations, then they just kind of tool around and twist them a bit.
Well, you gotta think too. You probably had the same development team.
Yeah.
It is,
and
the
they
same
were working
team,
and finishing on Skyrim right as they were going into Fallout 4. So they were taking all the knowledge and all their techniques from Skyrim and just, using it for Fallout 4. So there are going to be minor differences, but even still, it's built upon what they used in Skyrim.
Wait, did they start developing 4 after Skyrim or after Fallout 3?
The way I understand it is it was probably about a year or a year and a half after Fallout 3. So once they got all the DLC out of the way, they immediately started working on it, drafting up, whatever they did, the story or however, but
All right, I'm gonna Google that real quick.
Well, I guess for me, like the game, it was a bit like Mad Max, the new Fury Road. I didn't know if I loved it or if I hated it because I was sort of tied between. It's a new game. It seems more like it's a bit of a reboot, and I find it really I've heard this term a lot. It's dumbed down from the previous games, and they've gotten rid of the RPG elements, and I've seen that a lot of people are comparing it to just your standardized first-person shooter, and I was sort of that's the vibe I was getting for it at first. But I've logged about a day of gameplay so far, and I'm just starting now to get into it more because I found at first it was actually quite linear at the start. Like you had to go here and here, and then you got dog meat like that was like there, and then you had to get the power armor, and at first it did seem really linear, and then it had the settlement building, which they said was optional, but it turns out it's not. But now that I have gotten more into it, and I am starting to enjoy it a lot more. And also because my frame rate wasn't the best when I downloaded it, but then apparently there was a patch that fixed it, and I didn't get that patch, so my game was broken for a good couple hours until
that's
downloaded. And then and now since the frame rate's fixed, it's a lot more enjoyable.
Ooh, I found it. Got it. All right. They say development began right after Fallout 3's release in 2009. The game had minor development due to Skyrim being developed at the same time. After Skyrim was released in 2011, Fallout 4 became a primary project for Bethesda. So we're both kind of right.
yeah. Oh my god, I'm sorry guys, but what the fuck? My left nut is just killing me right now. I don't know if I fucking squished it sitting down or what. Oh my god. Oh. Sorry to anybody who's listening to this that has to deal with my pain. Oh, fuck. Oh, it hurts so bad I want to puke. Alright, so...
It's just funny because it came out of nowhere.
Oh, speaking of bitching about pain, how about everybody bitching about the graphics? Because I don't know about you guys.
Okay.
But
They're
I
idiots.
think everybody can suck a nut if they think
A left
Fallout
one.
4's graphics suck.
Okay, I wrote an article on this. On Sugar Bomb. I don't know if you saw it. I forget what the title's called. God dang, I wrote the article. I should know. But
I was meaning to check it out, but I just haven't had the time yet.
yeah, it's featured. It's on the front page. So it basically talks about remember when Bethesda released that article about the graphics, and they had a list of different graphics that it had, the features. I basically explained almost all of that, except for like the really, really obvious ones, like motion blur.
Right.
And I explained it. I gave it a generalization that almost anyone the layman can understand. If you know the very basics of graphics technology, which anybody who plays a lot of games does. I mean, if you criticize the graphics and know somewhat the work that developers put under it, or at least realize that, then yeah.
You know what? Here's an interesting thing that I've been thinking of, and I haven't really wanted to talk about too much because I think it's going to draw a lot of hate. But the fact of the matter is like we were just talking about earlier, when development began, the bulk of the development was happening right after Skyrim came out. So chances are, no matter what, your graphics aren't going to be up to, a development team that just started on a game this year or last year. You know, I mean, you're looking at graphics from 2012, 2013 even.
Well, I guess even 2012's graphics are actually pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. But I think to compare it to a game that a development team was able to kick out in just the past year is just completely unfair.
Yeah. My problem personally is it's really just within the textures. Like the textures and the texture pop-in are kind of bad, but they can fix that easily with like what they did for Skyrim, where they just released a 2K texture pack not too long.
I feel like they could optimize the
that.
textures just a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I mean, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, I went to a certain location and looked at like a generator for a solid like 30 or 40 seconds, and it like after the 30 or 40 seconds, the texture began to pop in. I was like, "What? You're kidding me? This texture right here can't be that low." And then it popped in, and I was like, "Oh, okay." Just fix that, and
I think
it'll go a long way.
Consoles have the worst of it because they have to be dumbed down a bit.
Yeah.
They have to be.
Although thankfully,
I don't even get why people. Oh well, performance is better on the PS4 versus the Xbox One. When I remember a while ago, Potato telling me that there's no difference between the two. You're gonna get the exact same. You're gonna get the exact same performance on the Xbox One as you are on the PS4, and vice versa. There is no difference.
And here's a little tip. I don't mean to call out any YouTubers in specifics, but if you're going to a smaller YouTube channel, like somebody that's not got their own website and they don't have a lot of resources, if you're looking at a graphics comparison by them, don't take that to heart, because 9 times out of 10 what they do is they play it on one system only and they just change some of their settings just to get views. Because, I mean, like I said, I'm not going to call out anybody specifically, but somebody actually hit me up in the past week or so saying that I should do a graphics comparison, and I explained to them, well, you know, I don't have the game on all platforms. And they told me, oh, no, just do this. That's what I did for Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. So, don't even take the time out of your day to worry about graphics comparisons. Obviously, no matter what game it is, it's going to run better and look better on a PC. As long as you got a really powerful PC, though.
As long as you got an adequate PC, yes. Like, problem with my PC is that I think I can get my PC can run it if my GPU wasn't so shoddy. If it didn't have a 512 megabyte VRAM, which is
that's a problem.
Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. Which
I don't even understand computers that much, but to me that sounded fucked.
For reference, mine has like 2 gigs. Although I can actually run the game at pretty much ultra, which I thought I wouldn't be able to. I was pretty sure that I'd have to upgrade. I was like, holy shit, I don't. And I'm running this game at like almost max settings, 60 frames. I tried recording and it wouldn't like record the file at a high frame rate, but I wasn't getting any performance hit. So that was, that was beautiful.
I was very surprised that mine worked too. Like I'm on full ultra, and it asks for 2.8 gigahertz for minimum, and I only have 2.5 gigahertz. So I was kind of like, okay, like this is strange. So I was extremely surprised that it actually worked.
How well optimized the game is.
Shit, I wonder if I can run Fallout 4 on my MacBook then. It has Windows 10. It's dual booted. So even though MacBooks are shit for that, it's got Windows 10. And it's got pretty decent hardware, so I might actually be able to do it.
Yeah, you know what? I'm surprised Apple hasn't really tried to corner the PC gaming community yet.
Yeah.
Because they could really put out something that's beautiful.
They could, but what Apple is really all about is making a simple home computer that anyone can figure out how to use. I mean, the iPhones sell well because it's so easy to get into. It's a good smartphone, but it's also the way it's laid out, it's so basic and easy to understand. And a 90-year-old grandpa can figure it out.
Yeah,
and
see,
I should know
would be the key.
And I should know my own grandfather figured it out, even though he doesn't really like it.
I think
he prefers that little tiny flip
trying to teach
phones.
my grandmother how to run XP, and she couldn't even figure that one out.
Well, that's the computer. That's something else entirely.
But yeah, I mean, I think that would be the key for Apple, is figuring out something that would be basic and easy to learn, but at the same time, it could run a game.
Mm.
And I think if they spend a little bit of time on it, they could really do it and basically take over the market.
They could, because Apple is by no means a pushover company. They're one of the richest. They're one of the richest companies for a reason.
Mm.
It's not because they don't pull an EA or an Activision, just spit out worthless and piece of crap content every year. Although if I do have one complaint, their iPhone 7 or whatever it is, it doesn't look any different really from the previous ones.
No, I mean the last
performance-wise,
iPhone
maybe.
I had was an iPhone 4, and I just recently got the iPhone 7 or 7S. I don't even know, but yeah, I mean it's basically the same.
Yeah, and I have a 5C and I want to get to 6 Plus because I just want a big phone. I want a big phone and I can't switch over because that costs more money than going by our contract.
Yeah.
I want to go back to the graphics again, and
yeah.
What did you guys think about that lighting? Because holy shit, I don't know. I think it looks amazing.
Like, okay, throw the texture, like, that's what really, other than the textures being below par, everything else is just fantastic. Now, some of these, like, some features in the Xbox One or console versus PC, like, it says that the grass should flow, like, with, like, the hypothetical wind, but it doesn't do that in the console, but it does in PC. But back to the lighting. The lighting is just great. Not to mention the shaders. The shaders, there's like 3 or 4 different shaders at play all at once. There's like I don't even remember all of them. But and if we go back to I'm jumping all over the place in graphics, but if we go to the models and polygons, they were using hardware tessellation, which I've explained in the article. It's a more efficient way of making more polygons, which is, and everything looks reasonably pretty high poly. And you would think that would do a number on your GPU or CPU, but it's just, what was the minimum gigahertz, like 2.0 or 2.3 or whatever?
Yeah, I believe it was 2.0 and then 2.2.
2.0? That's really good.
Settings.
I mean, that shows what, like, hardware tessellation can do, which is great. And then there's, as I said, 3 different shadings in play. Then there's gamma correction and all this stuff. There's even special dismemberment. Basically, you shoot a guy in the arm with like a bullet, the arm will explode from the point where the bullet hits.
Yeah, I noticed
awesome.
that, and that's I noticed that a lot on ghouls. Because I don't know if you guys have seen, but you could shoot them in the arm, and it'll take their arm off, and they'll still come at you, or shoot them in the leg.
Well, like not what I was like. Yeah, that. But I was saying, like, if you shoot them in the middle of the forearm.
Oh no, I know what you mean, but I'm just saying that's where I really noticed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, heads up, minimum is Core i5, 2300, 2.8 gigahertz, and for AMD equivalent, 3.0 gigahertz from the Phenom 2.
Oh.
Okay, yeah. So thank you for that, Musket, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's fairly well optimized, and that's surprising considering how expansive this game is. I mean, I'm here playing it now, and people who are worried about the map size, they're idiots. I'm sorry to say, they're just.
It is small, but it's dense as shit.
Well,
you know
no,
what? I was one of those
it's as big as, it was big as Skyrim. It's as big as Skyrim's, but.
Are you sure? Because I played Skyrim and I was like wandering from end to end for like 60 minutes or more, and I didn't get all the way across, but I was walking for like 10, 15 minutes, and I got from end to other.
Go to no collision mode. Start in one corner, run to the other corner. It'll take you like 9-10 minutes. I did that yesterday. It took me 9-10 minutes to do. And there's a video of a guy walking their wasteland like 10-11 minutes. It's just as big as Skyrim's.
Yeah, see, that's the thing.
And it's denser. And there's
I was
no dead
talking
space.
about that last week. I was worried about the map size and whatnot. But I'm really starting to eat my words because I've probably got in maybe 20, 25 hours so far, and I haven't even really gotten out of the top left corner of the map.
It is
Yeah.
like dense as fuck. Like you turn 3 feet and boom, you find another new little building. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's just amazing. Bethesda, they really nailed it. It actually gets me just pretty excited for their next game, which is probably undoubtedly going to be an Elder Scrolls.
Mm-hmm.
Elder
Hopefully
Scrolls
not
is where I
another
got my
Elder
start,
Scrolls
son.
Online.
That's garbage. I'm just gonna leave it at that. It's
Yeah,
garbage.
Let's not even get into that shit.
Yeah, I don't even. I've seen videos. It's just garbage. Now let's just switch topics before we start. Before it starts becoming a hate podcast.
Let's go from graphics, but let's go into glitches now. Because a
glitches?
lot of the Fallout community has been talking about how it's glitch ridden, and I've even heard some people say it's a broken game.
Oh, what?
They don't know what they're talking
Yeah.
about. Okay,
Which first makes
40.
me question: did they even play it? Because I don't know about you guys.
Were they
the only
purposely
glitch...
trying to find glitches? I mean, if you're trying to find glitches, you're gonna find glitches. But if you're playing, if you're me, and you play the game for fun and casually, you're not gonna probably come across nearly as much.
Yeah, exactly.
glitches.
The
I
only
did find
glitch
one.
that I've come across so far is in the Sanctuary Settlement. I keep having settlers pop up on the roofs. Not because there's stairs to get up there or anything. They just go up to the roof somehow.
Watch me, I'm a bird. I fly everywhere.
Oh, yeah,
Witchcraft.
It's
That's-
ridiculous, and
that's the
there's
reference. I
even
won't
been
say no.
times where there's been 3 or 4 of them up on the same roof at the same time, and I have to literally go and build stairs and then push them back down off.
Give one of them a violin and call it Fiddler on the Roof.
Another,
there's
glitch.
keep an eye out for that.
I've actually found my own, and when I found on my own, then take a break, and I actually found on the internet. I'm like, oh, okay. But it's not infinite per se, but the bottle cap glitch
Yeah.
I found where it's basically ammo, and you can clear the vendors thing. And honestly, like every Fallout 3, Fallout 3 in New Vegas, they had a bottle cap glitch, and
Yeah, it was
I'm
basically
not surprised.
the same thing, right?
I'm not surprised that there is a bottle cap glitch here. But the problem with, as I've read, that it break the game very easily as far as the economy goes. Just how the game as an RPG is, because it differs so much from Fallout 3. This sort of glitch just breaks the game in an economic way. Because bottle caps are hard to come across. I've noticed.
Oh yeah.
Very hard. Not like New Vegas where, like, you play for an hour and you're a millionaire.
Yeah, I think so far I've amassed maybe 2,000. Legit.
I have, if I
still
check
haven't
right
amassed
now,
a glitch yet, but
Yeah, ditto, I think. The one glitch that I found actually was when you first meet the Brotherhood of Steel. I found Dance just kind of like sliding around on the ground on his ass. It was funny because he didn't have
man.
gravity at all.
Yeah, that was the other thing. Like, are you talking about it happened in the dialogue?
No. Well, actually, he didn't get up when he was on the dialogue, so I was just like standing over and down there looking at him. But no, when he was fighting everything, he was just like, wee, let's slide around everywhere. It was awesome.
Yeah, the only other glitch that I encountered was in the dialogue itself, where I would be talking, and then all of a sudden it would either point to the person I was talking to, the camera, or it would just pan out to the city somewhere, bounce back to me, back to the person, and then my guy would say whatever he was going to say.
Holy shit, though, the dialogue. I love how it just kind of like stops for a second and somebody else will come into the conversation, interject their 2 cents, and
Yeah,
it'll keep
I
on going
completely
as
love
normal.
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah,
That's fucking awesome.
I think the dialogue system in general is just amazing. Like, I may be biased. I have logged nearly 2,000 hours into all the Mass Effects combined, and I love the dialogue system, even though it was a little bit more complicated than Fallout's. I mean, it was it's a lot better at when you click say this, you know what he's gonna say. You know, it's a good option. In Fallout, there were a few times
Yeah.
where, but I have noticed a pattern. If you press A, it's almost always the good dialogue. Y, or triangle, whatever.
I'm on
for
PC, that
PS4,
doesn't
it's
help.
like it goes into questions, like it's knowing more. X or square is like sarcastic, and B is usually like bad.
It would
I've
be
noticed
good
that.
if
So
there
if
was-
you go by that little guide, it's pretty easy. Just like how Mass Effect had it. Like if it was on the upper portion, it's always Paragon. If it was on the lower portion, it was always Renegade.
It would be
It's pretty
helpful
cool.
if there was some sort of like, if they had like one of those little Vault Boy drawings by each of the dialogue
Oh, yeah.
options. Like had one where he's like
Vault Boy.
snap his fingers like sassy for the sarcastic option, or like the Angel Halo for the good option.
Yeah,
And maybe
then,
just
like,
something
Devil
like with a
for-
magnifying glass, or like, hey, let's ask some questions.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah. And then
I've
the
asked
Devil
some
one for
questions
that.
before.
Yeah, that would have been a nice thing on their part.
Yeah.
Maybe Bethesda will add it through people who may have similar ideas.
You know what
but-
though? I think they might just avoid that because I love the idea of that. But you gotta think how many people are gonna bitch then about, oh, they just fucking dumbed it down for people that don't
Well-
understand, because you've already got people saying it's dumbed down from whatever.
Probably because they've never played Fallout.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And not that
And really,
not playing
it's no
a Fallout
different from
game-
Mass Effect. Like
Yeah.
it's unique dialogue because when you had a high enough Paragon or Renegade, there was a blue. There would be a blue option or a red option depending on what you chose,
Mm-hmm.
which basically it would guarantee stuff. And I've also noticed. What was I gonna say? I've noticed something.
What do you think about the dialogue, Mitchell?
I think
Now
it's
I
good.
remembered.
It is good. Like,
It is.
yeah.
It's very good.
It
I
gets
love
the
the
Mitch
tactic.
seal of approval.
Okay,
It's-
now I remember what I was saying. It
Australian
involved
acceptance.
charisma. How it's no longer a skill system like in New Vegas. It's by chance. Once again,
Mm-hmm.
like green is basically a very high chance of success. Yellow is medium. Orange is lower, and red's like really low. And I actually don't mind that too much.
Yeah, I get that
In all
every time I
honesty.
try to flirt with Piper. It's red. I'm like, damn it!
My charisma is like at 8.
I'm trying
So-
to tap that ass.
I already
I-
tapped.
Yeah, I think my charisma's at 9, and I still can't do it. So it's like,
Oh,
okay.
shit.
I mean,
I gotta
maybe
gain
you don't have a
trust.
very good relationship with her then. I guess.
It's getting better though.
We're through a
I've
rough
already
patch.
I've
but there's
already
a light
went
at the end of the
down
tunnel.
path, so it's all good.
Yeah, we decided to
good
take
to
a
me.
break and have an open relationship there for a week to really build our bond, and we're just playing it by ear for now.
All you need is some pudding.
Is that a Bill Cosby reference?
Yeah. I'm going to hell.
Give her some of that dirty water.
Oh, shit.
Well, back with the glitches. I had this one. It always happens where, let's say there's a rock on the left side and there's a rock on the other side, and then when a companion walks from left to right, and I'm off in the distance, they'll walk behind the left tree, and then they'll appear behind the right rock, and they'll just keep walking and walking and walking, and they'll just keep appearing over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, I've
Yeah,
noticed that a little bit, not in the same situation, but that your companion will kind of just pop up if they get too far away or if they go in the wrong direction.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
That's actually helpful, though.
Oh,
I don't know that that's a glitch or
I'm-
more of just like, hey, you fucked up and you left your companion somewhere you shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I've noticed that,
yeah.
too.
Either way, I'm not going to complain about that part. But speaking of like teleportation, I come to think about it, I have encountered a little glitch. Okay, it is very both of which times happened fast, so it's hard to say exactly what happened. But I was in the middle of combat, and okay, so I sprinted over to this direction. I turn around, I aim my gun, and I teleport to that position again. I teleport to that position. I'm like,
Huh.
what? Yeah, it was weird. So Like I run away. It was like I walk out of the water, I turn around, I aim my weapon, and I teleport where I aimed.
Oh, shit, that reminds me. Someone on Reddit said that, they got hit by one of the super mutants, like, I think it was a super mutant behemoth or something, and it sent them flying across the map, and they discovered every location just from flying across the map in 10 seconds.
Oh man, I gotta find me a behemoth then.
Oh, don't find it, dude. Behemoths. I fought one. They're mean. They're meaner than Deathclaws, man.
Did you guys know also,
Skyrim.
as far as like glitches and dialogue goes, once you're in a dialogue, if you want, you can actually move around
I love it.
and go back into third person or first person view. If you just move the joystick or whatever, I guess it would be the mouse on PC.
Yeah, for me, I just wiggle my mouse a bit, and it's like, let's get out of here.
Mhm.
It'd be great if there was a button to exit that instead of like having to shake my view, which is like, gotta get out of this thing.
Yeah, I like too when you hit X to skip whatever the person's saying. The protagonist will go, okay.
I like that.
Time to
It's
shut
like,
them up.
okay.
Yeah. So that's what you're saying.
I like
huh?
that. I
Interesting.
noticed that like yesterday, and I loved that. It was amazing. I loved that.
But,
I do remember one glitch. I was at the Red Rocket, and like if you go to the Red Rocket, Dogmeat will put his little paws up on one of the desks and look at you. And he did that by a pillar, so he was just kind of like standing on his two legs with nothing there, just to get his paws on the air. It was great. I've got a screenshot. I'll send it to you so you can put it up. It was awesome.
Oh man.
Ugh.
All right, so what do you guys think of the new settlement building?
It isn't optional. It is not optional.
I'm
You
not
must.
gonna say because that would do yes. I'm not gonna say as far as the story goes, but yeah, I don't feel it's optional. Like, well, maybe it's optional to a degree. Like you can completely choose to ignore the whole maintaining a massive settlement, keeping everybody happy, just building your own house and whatnot. Because I'm level 28, and I've seen areas I haven't seen myself really needing to essentially have to build a settlement. I mean, I've done it because why not? Of course I'm going to mess with the feature. I'm going to mess with everything I see. But it's not 100% optional, but it's mostly optional.
yeah, I think settlements are about as optional as, say, using melee weapons the entire playthrough would be. You know what I mean? You can do it, but it's just going to be annoying to not, you know?
Yeah.
Well, there are points where I believe you have to do it. I think so. Oh, actually, yes, but that involves other things, and I can't spoil. But
Well, yeah, obviously there are a couple story-driven settlements.
yeah, there's ones that involve the story. Once you play through the story, you know what I'm talking about.
But I mean, even then,
but,
you don't have to go.
But you
in
don't
depth with
need people. You don't need people. You just do that, and yeah, that's done.
it. Yeah, exactly.
So it's for the most part, it's pretty much optional.
Yeah. I feel like there should have been just a little bit of a guide on how to do settlement building, because there are some things that I definitely was like, how the hell do you do this? Like, lights were the bane of my existence. Like, I've got around 24 hours in Fallout so far, and I'm pretty sure that half of that was just trying to figure out the fucking lights.
Yeah,
I
I
ended up
still
having to
don't
go
have
on
lights in
YouTube.
any of mine.
I still ended up,
Like how to get lights to turn on in your places? Cause
yeah, I ended up
that's easy.
figuring it out.
Yeah, that's easy because you know. You
Oh,
just slap
okay,
a
I
conduit
see how
there
it
and then
is.
a wire. No, like no. For me, it was just common sense. Like, okay, conduit has to go here or whatever this is called. Okay, lights there. It's on a grid now. Light,
I
boom,
assumed
it's on.
that light switches would just do the trick. Like, I put a switch on the wall. It's like, it'll work now, right? But it's like, nah, fuck you.
Yeah, see, I
Well-
haven't even gotten that far. I guess, I mean, do you have to connect the wire to the house? Because I know there's,
You have to.
Yeah.
in the
Connect
chimney,
the
it looks like there's something to hook the wires to.
Well, you can't connect it to the house. You have to get a generator. Then you have to get these pylon-looking things with these
Right.
adapters or whatever, and then connect the generator to the adapter, and so on. And you have to connect those to other parts. I mean, I
Okay.
could wish I can like show you a screenshot of it, but I can't really. Because I have like these towers and all that. If I go into the settlement building right now, guess this helps because I'm playing Fallout right now.
Well, either way, I think after a couple weeks we'll all have it figured out and just be like, look how fucking stupid we were.
It's they're called power pylons.
Yeah,
Power
yeah,
conduits.
pylons.
Yeah, you basically would do that, and then you would just connect them all up to each other, and if it's up to a building, it would connect up to that building within a certain area of its grid.
Yeah. So do you have
Like-
to take a wire from the pylons
it has to-
each single?
They all have to connect to each other.
Yep.
And they have a limited range, so
Fuck that!
And
I
it-
gotta save my copper.
well, I don't see copper
Copper
as
is
much
so
as a
fucking
use
rare.
for. Well, no, I have a crap ton of copper.
I don't know where you're
mean-
going because I've got a fuck ton of steel and aluminum, but I can't find a single damn thing of copper.
Yeah, let me see.
I think
Let me
what
see
I
how
need
much
to
copper
do
I
is
have.
just
Oh, I have 2
take-
copper.
Take one night.
2
and
copper,
just
that's nothing.
Raid everything I can to get a
Well,
shit ton of stuff for the workbench.
Well, probably because I probably lost most of that copper because I was like too busy wiring everything up.
Which is another.
And I
funny thing.
had my settlement attacked a few times.
Oh, I haven't had that yet.
How's your
Yeah,
settlement
I've
doing,
got-
Mitch?
What's up?
How's your settlement doing?
My settlement, it's fun, but I haven't been attacked, which is kind of boring. So I'm just sitting there going, "Come on, I want to be attacked."
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
got turrets
like,
out the
I have
ass
noticed-
right now, and
I have
nobody attacks.
noticed that the attacks when you get attacked in your settlement, it's not like a large scale invasion. Like I have it on normal difficulty, and I was attacked by super mutants, and there's only like 2 or 3 super mutants.
Hmm.
Then I got attacked by raiders. So it was like 4 raiders, and it was nothing. I mean, I have like well, admittedly, I have like 8 turrets.
I think
But-
when you get to the higher level difficulties or further down the road, to
Or how
like, when
large
you're
your settlement
leveled up
is,
higher,
really.
it'll get you more.
Yeah,
Cause
attacks.
like
and how many
I'm level
settlements
28,
you have
and
connected.
yeah, because as you've seen in the launch trailer, there's like a few super mutants and a behemoth there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So maybe it just depends on the size of your settlement, the happiness or whatnot. And by the
Yeah.
way, it's a lot like Fallout Shelter, like the happiness, the food and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm really glad they launched Shelter, because that
Yeah.
basically gave you an introduction to settlements almost.
It gave you the mechanics of settlements,
Mhm.
not the settlements themselves.
Right.
And I liked how it actually told us a few things about Fallout 4, like, oh hey, the radiation system for your health, like how it actually fucking
Actually-
matters this time.
Oh,
Yeah, I
radiation
like that a lot. I am a lot more scared of radiation now.
Oh,
What do you guys
fuck
think
those
about the
storms.
perk system, like how you don't really have to like put points into speech or intelligence or science anymore?
I actually now looking at, I was a bit worried about it the first time I heard it, but now that I'm actually playing around with it, I like it because I would often go into the perk chart and just stare at it for 5 minutes, deciding what perk do I want, like what would benefit me more. And I have to choose carefully. And you can choose, and you can completely ignore perks for like the first 35 levels if you want to max out all your special stats too. 'Cause
Yeah.
every time you rank up, 1 special stat. So if you can make it from rank level 1 to level 35, you can have all 10 special,
Mm-hmm.
which is pretty cool.
See, I don't like it because I miss being able to level up one of my special stats and choose a perk. You know,
Yeah, I
now
guess.
I gotta be a lot more fucking careful. Like, if I want to do more with settlements, I gotta make sure I choose the right perk to level up.
Well,
My
but
gripe
I don't think
with
it matters too much.
Um,
Sorry, but there's infinite leveling. There is no level cap, so you will eventually get everything.
Right.
It just might take a while.
Yeah, my personal gripe with it kind of is, it's a little bit more confusing, a little bit, because before you knew exactly what you were putting points into, like, I could put points into repair specifically, and I knew exactly that I'd be able to repair things. Now, there's some things where I'm not quite sure. Like, for lockpicking, is it the exact same thing as agility, or is it more of like intelligence? Because intelligence will let you hack computer terminals, whereas agility has more to do with sneaking. So it's like, are you thinking like lockpicking is just general lockpicking, or is it like stealing kind of thing, lockpicking? So that kind of has me a little bit thrown to a tizzy.
Yeah, I mean, it's really like
just
everything.
unlocking containers, really.
Yeah. It's really like everything else in the game. It's just so much of a learning curve from the previous games, because I don't think anybody really expected it to be, you know, as much of an improvement and a different type game as it is.
That's
Not
the
that that's
two
a
other
bad
things.
thing. It's a great game. I would give it Game of the Year. I would give it a 10 out of 10 in the review.
I would give it, if I'm using the article system, a 4.5 out of 5, because there are some points, mostly minor, that I don't quite appreciate or wish that or more emphasis on. One, the romance system is kind of dull. I mean, there's just speech. There's no, I mean, there's,
You
there's
want to
there's nothing
see
there.
fucking...
No, I want to. I'm not talking about like
don't
in
lie
depth,
to
like
us.
I'm
We
not
know what
talking
you want.
in depth like Mass Effects, but something a little bit more in depth. And the companion system, the dialogue's very. It's not really there. I mean, the only two you've got are thoughts and your relationship status, and you would do missions, and their stance on you would change. I want to know more personally about them, or maybe about their history, and you don't really get any of that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of
Although
gonna disagree
I love
on
the
that,
companions,
because I feel like
Although I
it's a little bit more dynamic. Like I'm not gonna say who, when, or where, or what about, but I did an event, and then it was like time had passed, and one of my companions just kind of came up to me and was like, "Hey, I'm kind of upset that blah blah has happened," and blah blah blah, and I thought it was cool because I didn't have to like force my way into that dialogue option by like activating certain events. It was just kind of a thing that happened, and it felt really dynamic because it just
that part I did really like. It's dynamic, but what I'm talking about is getting to know them really.
Yeah. No, I was kind of thinking like
their history. But like as far as that goes, it's great because on a number of occasions I've had Piper walk up to me on certain situations. I mean, it was sometimes a bit weird because sometimes it was in the middle of combat. I mean, I don't know if that was a glitch or not, but it was in the middle of combat. But other than that, I did really like overall. I do like the companion system a lot.
To me, it makes more sense than what they had in previous Fallouts, where you could literally get to know everything about them for the most part in the first like 5 minutes. Like
2
you
seconds.
could ask what's your history and everything. Of
Yeah,
course,
I
there
mean,
were some
that's-
things where it's like you have to go through and complete some certain things before they actually open up to you. But for the most part, it feels a little bit more dynamic than that.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I'm not talking like
learn more about each companion.
I'm
So
talking
maybe that'll
maybe
be
like
something that
not
happens later on, or
go ahead.
no, I don't even know where the hell I was going. My nuts still hurting, guys. I mean, I'm probably gonna go to the doctor after this.
Shit.
But I do really enjoy the companion system. Maybe like if I just maybe like to wish like the dialogue like in basically the basic introductions, and as you travel for more questions can be unlocked or whatever after, you know, instead of just knowing everything ever about them in the first 5 minutes, like Mike said.
Mm-hmm.
Now I want to roll over to the power armor. What do you guys think of that?
Oh, I
I
think
mean-
it's complicated as fuck, and trying to be overpowered as quick as possible, it makes me angry. But I absolutely fucking love it.
Yeah, I like it, and I dislike it. I like how they made it so it's harder to kind of use for extended periods of time. Like, you have to get the fusion core. But I think there's something to be said about the previous versions where it's like, it's not quite as powerful, but you can use it for as long as you fucking want. Like, here it makes you feel like a tank, but a little bit more vulnerable. And I really like how the armor will actually chip away, so you need to keep it in good condition. Like, you're a tank, but you're not impervious. Like shit can still go south in a second if
Right,
you're
and
not
also-
doing things right.
Heads up to anybody watching this or listening to this right now that hasn't played Fallout 4. Power armor is most definitely not an apparel item. It is a thing of its own.
It's nice.
I mean, you can carry individual parts from it, but not the exoskeleton that goes on it.
Yeah, you can't even wear it.
You can carry the helmet, you can carry the arms, the chest piece, and the legs. Granted, they are really heavy, but you can't wear them. You need the exoskeleton.
Oh, and there is a strength boost that you get while wearing it.
Oh yeah, you can get a
That
little
caught
extra.
me off guard. I was like walking around sprinting all fine, and then I took off the power armor. I was like, wait a second, why the fuck am I over encumbered now?
You know what? That
Yeah,
that
because-
actually didn't surprise me because I don't know if you guys remember, but that was actually around in Fallout 3 and New Vegas, I believe.
Well, that just
where
gave you
wearing the
strength
power
boost.
armor would give you the,
Yeah, but
carry.
it didn't do anything if your strength is already at 10.
Mhm.
This one puts your strength at 11 and gives you at least another extra 100 pounds or 90 pounds
Yeah.
to wear, which can be upgraded via mods, like on
Yeah.
legs.
I think, but that one it just like gave you like maybe a few extra pounds, or just try to help make sure that it was compensating for the weight that it was taking up. Right? It wasn't
Yeah, I
like
think
it gave you
before the
extra
most was
carry
like 50
capacity.
pounds extra that you could carry.
Okay.
This does give you extra carry weight. If I go here, my carry weight right now is 310, and if I exit out of it,
It's gonna be like 260 something, I think.
it's gonna be my strength's at 4, so 250. If I take away my pocketed armor, 240. So that
That's
increased
close.
by 70 pounds, I guess. 70 pounds. And that can be upgraded, which is, always
Yeah.
helpful. I'm a hoarder, and
But
I
you are
probably
still
should have had
definitely vulnerable.
Oh
to
yeah,
some
you're not
things.
invincible by any means. No, I've learned that the hard way. I've gotten cocky with the power armor.
Yeah.
Tip: don't try to fight 2 Deathclaws at once. Just
Oh
don't.
fuck! I've come across one Deathclaw, and that was story based, so I'm not going to talk about it. But
Or
I think
Superman
that's the last one I'm
Suicide.
looking for.
Oh yeah.
And you know what?
Deathclaws
All
are
the
nice.
enemies, every single fucking one of them, seem a lot worse than they did before too.
Oh, they're
Like I would encounter a
I'm
new
gonna-
enemy, and I'm like, God damn, that's overpowered. And then I'd find another one. I'm like, holy shit! I'm getting killed 5 times by the same ghoul.
Yeah, I think they increased the damage for some things, but maybe took away a little bit of their health. Like, ghouls are fucking difficult to talk about, so I'm not gonna include those, but I think it's easier for me personally to kill super mutants. Like, I remember when I was approaching Black Mountain in New Vegas for the first time, I had to sneak around and kill everything, because I kept getting fucked up the ass with those guys. Like, I was dying so hard. I don't know how I took Black Mountain. I
So
just tried
hard.
to find all super mutants.
You went full Boston on that one, hard. I think we're all gonna get that Boston dialect within a couple of weeks.
I'm already working on it sometimes. You know me. Gotta get ready to go
but-
Boston.
I love the power armor system. I love the fact that it feels like power armor. It feels
Yeah.
like you are in a tank. And anyone who's known me on Sugar Bomb, I love tanks.
It's like,
I am He-Man, fear my roar.
kill everything.
I also like some. Well, I kind of feel it's a little bit off balance by a bit, though true to its lore. It's obviously supposed to be almost near impervious to small arms, but it's not. It's just takes a lot less damage. But you get screwed over as soon as someone brings out the big guns.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Very
mines.
easily.
I
And
had
you're
a
not impervious.
super
You're not
mutant
impervious to Deathclaws either.
Yeah, I just had a super mutant just fucking tossing mini nukes at me yesterday, I believe, and that was just
Man, like
oh.
I've had I have survived a direct hit with a missile. I mean, it took out a crap ton of my health, but it did happen.
And what?
And which is kind of cool because I was talking this to Oddly, for those who know, I'm a trigger bombed, and that's actually, well, true to lore, because how whatever physics he explained, that is true. Or whatever physics explained.
So what'd you guys think about the weapon modding? Yeah,
Ooh,
why'd I say it like that? Well, whatever. Yeah.
I fucking love it, but again, there's parts of it that make me really pissed off, like trying to find fucking glue.
Adhesive, and
But
it's said in the dialogue,
heads up to
adhesive is rare,
Mm-hmm.
but is used to craft many things, and that's.
But just as a heads
but-
up to any of the viewers watching right now, keep an eye out on my channel. I'm going to be filming a guide, basically, on how to farm adhesive. Either
Personally,
tomorrow or the day after.
I'm not actually having that much trouble finding adhesives or, like, wonder glue or duct tape, the redneck's resource. But, like, there are other things that I just can't find, like, any of them. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but there's, like, one specific resource that I never have on hand.
Ceramic?
Ceramic? No, I'm a murderer
Nuclear
of tubs
material?
and sinks.
Fuck all these toilets.
Don't fuck them. Fuck them.
Nuclear material, springs, gears.
Well, yeah, you know what's
gears.
really helpful? Is
Fucking
they
gears.
included the feature that you can tag items.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So,
So-
like, when you're going around and you see a baby bottle, if you're looking for a component and it's in that baby bottle, it'll pop up with a little magnifying glass. I fucking love that.
So
that way
great.
I'm not just picking up shit and hoping it'll work.
So, Mitchell, have you used the weapon modding system to expand your collection of knives?
I know. I've only done it with the dusters. That's the only melee weapon I've actually had a chance to mod. But
Oh, shit.
I have modded every gun I have has a mod on it.
Well,
Nice.
I love the modding system a lot. There are some areas where I expected more, like from certain weapons, like the 44 Magnum. Knowing the wackiness of Fallout, I expected a suppressor. I expected you be able to convert it to a revolver rifle, but I didn't see any of that, and that made me a bit sad. But that's why I'm hoping for a weapons mod expansion, which is probably going to be called exactly that.
Turning revolvers into rifles?
You can make a pipe revolver rifle.
Yeah, like I've
But
got
you
a
can't-
45. It's like it's a
Yeah, but you
revolver
can't
rifle and it
make-
fucking kills
you can't
everything.
make
It's
it-
awesome.
Yeah, but you can't take the 44 Magnum and convert it to a revolver rifle.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying.
I do wish one thing about the weapon modding system's different, and I don't understand why it isn't this way. I can't seem to be able to take, like, I had a hollow sight on one of my pistols, and I had a better pistol. I wanted to take it and put it on, and they're
yeah,
both the
scrap it,
10mm
yeah.
pistols, and it's
Yeah,
like,
you have to
no,
use
just scrap the
materials
entire
and-
thing. It's useless now. So I couldn't literally just take off the sight and move it onto another gun of the
You know
exact
what?
same variety.
They actually kind of have that in a way, but not the right way. I don't know if you guys noticed, but if you apply one mod to a weapon and then you apply a new mod to that same exact weapon, it actually saves that mod into your inventory.
Oh yeah.
But
So I guess you could like
completely
apply
agree
the
with what
standard,
you're saying.
yeah.
Because I would love to take a scope off of a nice gun that I found out in the wastes and put it onto, a sniper rifle I'm making or whatever.
And it should work with any gun because they all use Picatinny rails.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's literally just screw on, screw off. The only thing you have to do is resight it, but that mechanic hasn't made it into any game I've ever played. Yeah. You don't have to re-zero your rifles.
Oh yeah.
So what all specific weapons have you guys made? Because I don't know about you guys, but I love the ability to name our weapons
Oh,
now.
yeah.
So, for
mean-
example, I have a silenced pistol that's just called Cunt.
Okay, I'll tell you. I have a laser musket. Okay, really awesome. Man, it's so powerful once you get this one mod. But I named it Ulysses because it's a laser musket, and I named it after Ulysses Grant after the American Civil War. Because he was a good general. He was a good general, so I named it Ulysses. Then I've got White Death, which is a 50 caliber hunting rifle.
Nice.
And
Did you name it after
White
like
Death?
the one World War II sniper?
The
I can't
Finnish
remember
World
his
War
name.
II sniper, yes.
Yeah.
And then I've got this 44 Magnum here. I just called it the Magnum because I couldn't think of anything else.
Yeah,
I have actually haven't I've kind of I don't know why, but I haven't been really taking advantage of the naming because I don't know what to name some of my stuff. I don't want it to give it like a shoddy name. I want to give it a really cool name. Like this combat shotgun I have, I just named it Boomstick.
Yep.
I got it. The name Simo Heiha, the White Death. I had to Google
I
it.
think I had a what was it? I think it was a 50 cal hunting rifle that I just named the Big Black Dick.
Oh my gosh!
Because
haven't-
once you get hit by it, you won't walk the same.
Oh, shit.
Noise.
I don't know, I'm personally waiting until I can actually like take a base weapon and mod it exactly how I want it before I can name anything. Because like personally, none of the rifles are like exactly matching what I want to do. Like I've got a pipe sniper rifle, but it's got a light barrel, and I don't know if I want to get like an actual like fuck you up barrel going on.
Speaking of like the hunting rifle, one thing is extremely annoying to me. It has a left bolt.
Oh
just-
yeah.
I'm
I'm glad somebody
it's
else
just-
knows that because that was
it's
fucking bugging the
an
hell out.
eyesore for me. Like I'm a righty, and it's just an eyesore. I mean, I'm pretty sure if you're left-handed, you don't fire the gun. The bolt the bolt would still be on the left, but that's a left-handed sniper.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why
I
can't we
think-
at least
I can't visualize
change
this.
where the bolt is? That
I
is a
think
pet
that
peeve,
was
why I've been
honestly
avoiding
just
the hunting
because
rifle.
the default view of the gun is to the left side.
I'm gonna need to
But at the
actually
same
equip
time,
the hunting
you're-
rifle because I can't figure out what you guys are talking about. Like it's on the left side of the gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bolt is on. You take the bolt and you with your left hand you pull it, and it's facing the left side instead of the usual right. And it's just a big pet peeve because in every Fallout FPS shooter, the bolt is always on the right side. It's what I'm used to, and it's what feels right to me. It's to lefties it'd be the opposite, but it's just annoying, really annoying.
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't know why they would have done that. Like I said, the only thing I can come up with is they just figured the default view of it will be on the left side.
So you can actually see the bolt better.
But at the same time, they should have just switched the default view to the right side then. Because there are very few left-handed guns out there like that.
I'm not
Well, I
gonna
mean,
lie, I
not
think
very
it'd be
few,
fun
but
to.
It's a rarer thing.
It'd be fun to have a
And-
game where you can switch the viewport to make it so that it's on the other side. Because I'm a left-handed shooter, so it'd be great to be able to see that.
Mm.
Otherwise, it's kind of like, oh, I wouldn't hold my gun like that. Just because, like you do the eye test and you figure out which eye is your dominant eye, and then you work off of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It works like that.
I will say that the Power Fist is amazing.
I've come across that and I've neglected to use it.
Oh, it's amazing. It's like, when you, or for me, it's old for the melee attack. But when you do that with the Power Fist, it does an uppercut, and it's really, really powerful. You can like punch enemies' heads off.
Nice. I need to find one of these. I haven't found a power fist yet, though.
And I do remember this thing, like, with the super mutants, I think they're called enforcers. There's a bit I'm up to now, and he has a minigun, and he keeps running at me, and he just does a melee hit, and it just takes my head clean off every time. So I'm just, I've been stuck there for hours. I'm like, no, fuck this. Well, I'm gone. I'll come back for you later, Mr. Souvenir.
I'll be back.
I'll be back.
It's insane.
So, other than Fallout 4, what else you guys got going on?
Personally, I've been making a map in Far Cry 4 recently. I had a couple of friends
nice.
come over and play test an earlier iteration than I'd had, and they're like, you should probably do this, because like I had it so you were in a car driving down a street, but the AI aren't quite as smart, so you would just be running them all over, and it wouldn't provide any sort of challenge. So I took away the car, so now you're just kind of like, it's the auditorium it through the city. I've got a bunch of like grappling hooks and everything set up, and it's awesome.
Oh, nice.
It's gonna be fun.
Nice. I haven't actually played Far Cry 4 myself. I liked Far Cry 3, but I wasn't like overly wowed by it.
Yeah, it did.
I liked it. But you know, if someone gave it to me for like free or offered to pay me like $5 for it, I'd go for it. But other than that, I mean, sure, it's nice.
Yeah, personally, I can't really get into 3, but I got into 4 and it was fun. I couldn't complete the story of 3.
Yeah, I think... Yeah, I picked up Far Cry 4 when I bought my PlayStation 4.
Nice.
And I played it for a good bit, but I can't remember. I think the guy's name is Herc. All of his side missions that you had to complete to continue in the story just pissed me the fuck off.
I think those
So
were
I
DLC.
literally just took it and sold it.
I didn't actually have to complete any side missions with Herc. There was just the one introductory sequence. But then there were like DLC. Yeah, like Herc's side missions are all just DLC.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, shit.
Well, I might have to pick it up and do another playthrough.
Because it is fun. You're talking about like the monkey thing. Like, oh, I got it, like, got my monkey.
Yeah, that's actually funny because that was... Yeah, Far Cry 4 was my first YouTube video. I did the first 15 minutes of Far Cry 4. No fucking editing. It was shit. But I was like, if this video gets 1,000 views or more and you guys want it, I'll do a full playthrough. And I think right now it's sitting at a cool 23 views.
Yeah, first video over 1,000 views and I'll do more.
Yeah. No intro, no
Oh,
outro.
shit.
But hey, I mean, you gotta start somewhere.
And like on the topic of YouTube, what I'm doing right now is just trying to figure out how I'm gonna do Fallout 4 because I started the Let's Play already. But I found that I wasn't able to enjoy Fallout 4 as much. And so I think I'm gonna go the route of pretty much every other YouTuber, and since it's a game I really love, I'm just gonna play through it by myself first. I'll continue uploading the Let's Play because so far I have 8 hours recorded. So I have a good decent number of videos to come. But I'll do that and then do guides as well from here and there. And then once I finish my playthrough, I'll get back to the Let's Play.
Yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing, kind of. I'm gonna like hold off and actually playing it until I can actually get a good enough internet to stream. Because I can't personally think about doing that with this specific game. I'll do like helpful hints that you can find along the wasteland, like, oh, here's how you build a proper settlement, and I'll do that. But I don't. There's like 10,000 people making Fallout 4 Let's Plays, and I can't personally do it. Whoops!
Did you just divulge into an accent?
It happens.
It just works.
It just works.
Little bit of gameplay mechanic that's somewhat overlooked. What do you guys think of the new quick save feature for like consoles? For those of you who have consoles,
It'll save if you're in your pit play for a while. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
press start,
didn't really affect
quick save. It's just instant. It's pretty great. It's pretty great. I like it a lot. I also like that you can save in dialogue while in dialogue, which is easy for me.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's great.
I think they introduced that to counteract, because I don't know if you guys seen, but the whole wait system is a lot different now. Like, you have to sit down on a bench or chair or actually go to sleep to wait. You can't just wait in the middle of the forest. Which is what I used to do all the time to quick save. I would just have it to save on wait, and if I was at something I wanted to save real quick, wait.
Look at me, I am now a tree.
Yeah.
So, Mitchell, how goes your project of taming the entire Australian wasteland?
What about? I don't have a comment for that. I was trying to come up with something real quick. I have no comment.
I kind of put you on the spot there, but hey.
I was like, what?
What?
No.
How about you, Lost Element? What do you got going on?
Well, not actually, really not much. Just usual schoolwork, and I have been planning to self-teach myself the Autodesk Maya, but I just haven't gotten the patience to do it. I am I am very patient and actually very willing to do work and learn when I'm in school. Outside of it, I don't want to do anything.
It's actually not that bad. Like, this month, my class is like design tools, and they introduced us to Maya. So they kind of showed us the ropes and whatnot. It's actually not that hard. There's a few things you gotta get used to, but it's actually pretty easy.
I do have previous 3D modeling experience. My first year of engineering class, we would use Autodesk Inventor, which, you know, I was really, really, really good at Inventor. Really good. I would like most people would make bare bones stuff in Inventor. Like what one project we just did one thing. Some people like final. That's what it was. For our final, we had to make either a new cup, like a cup holder for my teacher's whatever his car is, doesn't matter. Whatever his car is, and our or we can just take whatever item, take it apart, model that, and assemble it there. I chose a cup holder, and you won't believe how much detail I went on to that thing. It's just detail after it was got to the point where my computer couldn't start up Autodesk. It would crash every time I do it. And the computers over at they were brand new, so they were better than my computer. They can actually run it a lot better. So I did that, and I was called an overachiever by the teacher.
Nice.
But out of the 3 people that chose that, I got the extra credit for winning that, and now he 3D printed it and is currently using it in his car.
Nice.
Yeah, I think the last 3D model designer I ever used was, if you guys remember, it was Euphoria.
I never heard of Euphoria.
Trying to think. I think, here, let me look this up. I'm pretty sure Grand Theft Auto 4 actually used it to, do all their animations and shit. But yeah, anyway, the program, I used to use that all the time, and you could, it was mainly animation based, but you could also make your own models and shit. So I would I was trying to appeal to Rockstar Games when I was 16 to try and get a job. So I made like a couple car crash scenes and stuff like that. But other than that, I gave up on it.
Yeah, the
I just like
animations
playing
for
the games now.
the animations for Inventor, like bare bones. You can do it. I mean, you could probably make a good one, but you have to do it frame by frame by frame by frame. And it was very choppy, very robotic. You can't. It wasn't organic at all. It sucked. But it's just a modeling software, not anything else really. Animation software. I don't know. I'm not going into 3D animation, but if I want to make stuff animated, I got to make sure it actually works, and it can actually be somewhat animated. Like if I was making a minigun for the heck of it last year in Inventor, and I noticed that the barrels were static. I'm just like, you know what? I should probably not make it static, and so I spent like 3 hours just trying to get like the actual motor to work and all that. It was a pain because it was not, the Autodesk is not modeled for animation.
Yeah.
I've I've never got into 3D animation. Like all the games I make, they're all just 2D sprites. I have.
Speaking,
I'm too afraid.
I've dealt with 3D sprites
I've
in
never
my computer class.
get into it.
Have you tried making games with Unity?
Yes,
I have not
Nice.
touched Unity.
Unity's fun. It's an interesting engine.
Yeah,
Just
we're
shitty
going through
Assassin's
Unity
Creed
right now. Yeah, no, we're trying to do stuff like that in our design tool class right now. It's fun.
I have a computer science class, and I have to say I'm doing really bad in it. It was either choose programming or civil architecture, and I don't have an interest in civil architecture, and it's a lot harder too. But it's really nailing me because I am so bad at math. I am horrible at math. And programming is very math based.
Mm-hmm.
So you can imagine how well I'm doing. Not too well. Which sucks. Because I want to do good in the class, I actually want to learn something, but it doesn't help when I've just begun geometry this year. And I'm in the third year of engineering. I'm in my third year, and I'm in third year high school. That just shows you how bad I am at math, because the requirement...
Wait, you're taking these in high school?
Yeah.
What the fuck kind of podunk
Yeah, see, it's part of the engineering. It's part of the. It's part. The engineering program's more of a recent thing. It came out only 2 years ago. That's when they started investing in it and all that. Because America needs engineers, so they started up the program.
What the hell's wrong with the Australian education system then? We have none of that shit.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Well,
my
it's a
fucking
new
high
thing.
school, I had math, English, science, reading.
How long ago did you go to high school, though?
Well, I graduated in 2011, so.
Oh.
I mean,
Yeah, they didn't have an engineering program.
I think they were
As
just
I said, it
starting
only
rolling
started
them
2 years
out.
ago.
Then again-
it just started 2 years ago.
Just to give you guys an idea, my graduating class had maybe 122 students.
That's why.
So, I don't think they'll
Yeah.
ever get an engineering class in there.
My graduating class had about 600 to 900.
Damn.
Yeah. That was fun.
Well,
Well,
anyway, before we get into fun high school stories, I think we should probably end the podcast here. I think we've covered a lot.
Everything.
Especially this fucking nut pain, which
Oh my god.
still hasn't gone away. But anyway, I want to thank you guys for coming on the podcast tonight. Taking time out of Fallout 4 to
I didn't take any time.
well,
I've been playing the whole time.
Most of us.
most of us give a shit about the podcast.
Well, unlike you plebs, I can multitask.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think I could focus on either 2 or 3 things at once anymore, especially since being a parent. But anyway, yeah, like I was saying, thank you guys again for being on the podcast. I hope you guys had fun, and viewers, I hope you guys either learned something or enjoyed this, or fuck, maybe we put you to sleep. Hey, I don't know. But
Yeah, one comment in the video, you suck.
oh yeah, I'm sure I'll get a lot of those. But is there anything else you guys would like to say before we sign off?
Give me all your maple syrup.
Yes. You can send your maple syrup to Musket.
I'll make
Via
pancakes.
PO Box number 95. Maple syrup for Musket. Make sure you send the syrup.
All of it.
All the syrup.
Probably some butter too, because, pancakes, they're not quite as good unless you have some maple syrup with them. It just helps.
And I do need some more Dr. Peppers. I have run out, so I'll have some of them too. Cheers.
And send me a fucking
probably-
Bit Boy, please. Because
I mean,
I'm dying.
I've already drank. This podcast made me drink through 3 waters, and my throat still feels dry.
I think
3
I'm
waters.
a beer and a half and some
So,
water, so.
Give me all your water now. I don't want to take. I don't
Purified
want
water
to take
only.
mine.
Not
we don't
dirty.
want none of that Bill Cosby dirty water.
Oh, shit. I'm gonna get a lot of shit for that one of these days. Like, I'll be trying to apply for a job at some game company, and then they'll pull back this recording, like, you made a Bill Cosby joke. Oh. We don't hire you.
You're exempt from all jobs, ever.
No Bill Cosby.
But, that leads me into the topic for next week's podcast will be Bill Cosby and Jared Fogle.
Holy fuck.
Oh, well, nice.
But,
How
if
to
there's
get me a
anything
podcast sold from
you
YouTube.
guys would like to see us cover on the Mad Podcast, please leave a comment down in the comment section. We can't do Fallout 4 forever, nor do we want to. We want to keep it interesting and want to keep it based on what you guys want to hear. So anything,
Fallout 4.
we really don't give a shit. We can talk about whatever.
Except for judging
Mostly.
dick pics. We'll not do that. No.
But yeah, so this has been Mod Padcast. Yeah, there we go. It's been the Mod Padcast, episode 2. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to myself and Muska on YouTube.
Yeah.
And we will see you all next week.
Plebs.